Well, back to the Spruce Stomper YouTube channel to what I'm calling our annual wooden wood stove build. Now, if you tuned in last year to the wooden wood stove build, you know we virtually had a flawless design. Hardly any improvements to be made. So, we got a nice piece of seasoned fine firewood here. Let's see if we can't build ourselves an outdoor wood furnace. Some fine layout here for the old exit hole. I'm pretty sure today, or maybe it was yesterday, is the shortest day of the year. I don't know if you get this where you live, but we get about 5 minutes of sunshine this time of year. You're gonna want to brush the snow off your wooden wood stove. You wouldn't want the water to drip in her and start rotting it out from the inside. Now the wood's nicely seasoned. Let's dive back into this expert fitment of the chimney. Now a brief recap from last year. The only rules to the wooden wood stove: no metal fasteners. All wood. We want to keep the all wood theme, but the problem we had last year, and really the only problem with a wooden wood stove that I had, was geez, I'm trying to think what problems we had. I feel like it all worked pretty good. Was a little bit of air suction. Anywhere where it could suck air in excess, well, it tended to fuel the fire a little uncontrollably. So we're gonna chalk her down. We have a little bit more robust chimney. Our first method of boring the chimney hole, not as good as one would hope. End grain can be a tricky business. Ratchet strap of safety. So in addition to stopping some of the leakage, we've also huskied up the material so that we get a little more burn out of the old wooden wood stove. For, you know, things that last longer are usually a little more fun. You gotta remember, don't cut with the tip of the bar. Good kick back. Now with the old patented waffle cut complete. Nice, we just gotta get one out. Did you just hear me say that? Nice. Oh, I'll tell you, you pick things up. Straight pipe acres rub off on you. I think that'll work just fine. Let's move our attention on to the body of this majestic stove. Got our big timber framing Robert Sorby 2 3/8 timber slick. It's good for prying. You know, that's what it's meant for. Break them off. You know, if somebody asked you, how do you drill a square hole? Well, you've seen it here first. Bingo bango. Almost perfect. You hate to lose the mystique of the textured wood bark look on the outside of your wood stove, but she's holding up the way of progress. So just give her a bit of a shave in here. Oh, not too much. All right, now we're cooking the gas. Oh, the stink. The cottonwood, she's got an aroma. Don't want to take too much of the ice off. It might be the only thing that saves us from burning down. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Spruce Stomper, a square, is this really necessary? Well, I'll tell you what. We're putting the legs on, and if you don't get the legs square to the chimney pipe, well then you got a real hard time balancing all your draft control, and you know, it gets pretty technical. You want the angle of the dangle to work so the smoke goes in the right direction. That's pretty square there. The poor old chainsaw is just quaking. Not another rip cut. You know, if I wasn't so cheap, I could have made myself up a ripping chain. Logbuildingtools.ca for your chainsaw needs, but You know, it's attention to detail like that's really gonna make or break this project. Man, now we're talking. You wouldn't want it to tip over, you know? Burn the forest down. I think we'll give her some timber pegs, you know? What did I have in stock? Not too much. Making them from the forest. That'll do just fine. Here, just drive that home. Better get 2 or 3 on her here for transport reasons. You want to be careful not to drill too deep, because if we end up in the old firebox, which was the problem on version 1.0, dowel holes, well, they created again another spot for windage. The thinner the wood is, the quicker she burns. Oh, it's working good. Oh, it's self-fixed. This one the same. There you go. Give her the old trim. And that, oh, it's on there not so bad. Now we're cooking. It needs that beautiful look to it, a little edge. So just give me a minute. We'll get to my artistic side. Now that is a look we can be proud of. Oh yeah, gorgeous. How about a round of applause for that poor old chainsaw? That's promising. Those are the ones from the middle. So we hit the chimney pipe. Perfectamundo. Oh, the old wooden wood stove 2.0. I thought, what better thing to do to lower the flammability rating of our wooden wood stove than to let it season in the winter months. Really let her soak in and get a nice bit of weathered patina to it. As you can see, we got a little bit of a Subaru boost operation. Not only did I neglect the wooden wood stove, but the poor old Kubota hadn't seen action in a second. The dead battery. The enemy of many a man. And that is probably about the saddest looking jumper cable on the face of the planet. All right, this 8x10 might not strike you as the perfect material for a furnace door, but I assure you, it's the best we have in stock. The only real concern is that the moisture content between these two materials is not identically the same. Would you look what I dug out of the snowbank here? Frozen, greasy old cottonwood, exactly the same as wooden stove. Now, well, now we're matching moisture content. It's looking up. A little bit bigger. We gotta do a little scribing. Well, that is in there pretty singing tight. I used the timber slick to, you know, really precision machine this in. Pounded it in, which seemed like a bad idea, because how the heck am I going to get it out? In the absence of a plan, you just wing it. So I think I'm going to cut this flush. And then I got, I don't know, the first wooden wood stove. If you haven't watched the first wooden wood stove, there'll be a link. It had a hinge door. And I think we don't want to regress, we want to progress. It's like we never touched it. Healed. What do you suppose we've made here now? Well, they call that a French cleat. What's it for? Well, you best keep watching to find out. Alrighty, well, I'm getting pretty excited here. The best part of any new wood stove, wood furnace deal is, well, the startup, but modern days, modern regulation, nothing without electronics, you know? There's some fine-tuned calibration. So let's get that out of the way and then spark it. Now, usually a data plate on the back of most furnaces here. What do we got here? Oh yeah, good. Gotta make sure we got the right cord. Get a good connection there. Beautiful. All right, now we just wait for a bit of the wooden interface to take place through the magic cord here. What the heck's going on here? Must have read the book wrong. It just keeps taking me to this logbuildingtools.ca website, telling me to click on shop tools and enter my credit card number. Oh, those look pretty snazzy. Now, any wood stove appreciates some good kilning to get started. Oh, I figure that the R&D part of this project's about over and we're ready for the lighting part. Let's just recap the rules of a wooden wood stove. Now, in case any of you fellas are fixing to make your own, right? For safety considerations, there's a few things to note. For it to qualify as a true wooden wood stove, no metal fasteners, because in the event that this accidentally burns to the ground and doesn't hold up, we don't want to be risking tires that we can't afford to replace. Now, these aren't hard and fast rules per se, but what I like to think is that it should look like a stove. A guy should be able to look at it and know, bingo bango, that's what that is. We got real fancy here. I didn't take you along for this part, but this is top of the line. Now, this isn't a factory option. This is full custom here. The hinge system, and yes, these are wooden dowels. That hole was from a screw. I'm not gonna lie to you, when I mocked her up for research purposes, I did use screws, but they're gone. Those holes are empty now. Wooden dowel. You got your limit stop here. That's very important so the door doesn't fall off and burn the house down. Then I opted for the old wedge lock, so when that's pushed in there, sucks the door tight. Pop that out. All right, once I got the fancy door lock removed, what I'll show you on the inside here is I ordered this wooden wood stove with a real key piece of equipment, a pre-ignition system for first startup. You got yourself a big fancy boiler, of course, you know, hurting the environment's bad. You don't want that big nasty startup of smoke. Well, you want to heat that chimney up. You get a good heat on the chimney, you get a good draw, a clean burn, and well, your carbon tax won't go up. So I got the pre-ignition system here. Is it in there? Oh, good, they shipped it. Perfect. It's right here. So you got yourself this little pre-ignition system here. It's very gently. Get her open up there. And there you go. Got a little bit of starter in there. You get that, just a little chuk-chuk-chuk, and it'll heat that chimney up lickety split. Well, let's get a couple fire sticks here and get this sparked off. In case anybody was curious about the model of the pre-ignition system, it's the mini version 10,000. Look at that detail. Damper, little handle, 4 pounds of hot glue. I'll put that right back in there. Oh, look at just how smooth those hinges are. I'll tell you what. Now, I'll get that pop shut. But I gotta tell you, I'm a little nervous. There's a design flaw potential here that we got her sealed up a bit too tight. If you cut back to last year, the old wooden wood stove, it got carried away pretty fast because it could suck too much wind through nooks and crannies. So this year, this is tight, real tight. And I thought I was gonna drill some damper holes in the front and put some wooden plugs in. And then as we needed more oxygen, we could take those plugs out. I think we're gonna forego it. We'll see. We own cordless tools, and as the note on the back saw from calibration, man, it doesn't get much more trained technician for wooden wood stove than spruce stomper. So I think we could drill a couple of wind holes in the front if we had to get it a little more free flowing, but I'd rather leave the door open a crack than have it burn to the ground lickety split. I mean, over fuel and become a little bit too much in the temperature department. This is gonna burn to the ground. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about this. The door lock disengaged. Let's see what this pre-ignition system's all about here. We got a little more aggressive of a match here. We're using this in an outdoor boiler application, so open flame is acceptable. If you're gonna be rocking this in your cabin, well, then you might want to be careful and just use a regular old match. But there, touch that off. No, don't get her too aggressive. before this thing burns up, can we just appreciate that for a sec? And how there's actually smoke coming out that little chimney. Boy, that's a good time. Oh, cute, eh? All right, so we got the preheat in there. And how do you know it's working? Well, the preheat, see that? Oh yeah, it's getting that chimney warmed right up. That's environmental efficiency. All right, we're gonna turbo this up a hair. Oh, well, she preheated the door right off. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wasn't there another thing? Was he something with that French clean on? What was he on about that? Carpentry, whatnot? Stay tuned. I didn't forget, it's there. Oh, look at that, I'm pretty surprised. That's a very clean burn. What's going on down there? Anything good? It's warm. So I got my fancy thermometer here. So we're shooting on the side of the chimney, started here, 24 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna say it's probably all about 7. That says 18 degrees. Front of the door, 22. Let's crack this open, see what's doing in here. That's going good. We're gonna see what this is warmed up to in the sides here. We got already out front here, the wood's already up to 80 degrees. I'm curious, in the event for, I don't know, for some unknown reason that the firebox doesn't hold up, how warm will the outside get before it malfunctions? So I don't think we're gonna need to drill any draft holes in. For our first test though, let's close this. There, that door's closed right off. And is it gonna kill it? Okay, we got a bit more smokes coming. She's struggling. No, sounds okay. Okay, let's pop her open and have a gander. Because that should cut off, theoretically, most of its oxygen. Did it die? It dampers her right down, that's for sure. All right, let's get her. Let's give her a little more. Now, what we have here on the side is very special accessory. You might recognize our French cleat friend here. Well, this is a handy dandy cooking box. This is kind of a pioneer style stove, multi-purpose, you know. So that locks right on the side, right? You could break her down for portability if you had to. But that just goes like that. Gives you that little extra capacity on the side. And gives you a bit of a cooking apparatus because, you know, if you were surviving, as one would have to do maybe, well, you need somewhere to cook your grub, maybe make a cup of tea. If anybody's watching that knows anything about actual tea making, like somebody from across the pond, like a Lord Muck or somebody, I'll apologize ahead of time. I don't know nothing about a proper cup of tea, but I'm pretty sure this will do the pinch here. We're getting a lot of new noises here. I think we might have the makings of a chimney fire. See, these are what they call seasoned cooking sticks. They're soaked in water, made from dirty cottonwood, and that just keeps it from getting out of control. And we got for temp going on here. We got the old chimneys up to 50 degrees now. The rest of her, the body, 31. Interesting. So it's almost like there's a fire inside of it. What do we got? The thickest part on the back is still at 22. It's a good thing we calibrated that with that laptop because she's going pretty good. Let's check the firebox. How are we doing? She chokes her out pretty good with the door shut. Anybody home? What do we got for temp here on the inside of the door? We got 140 degrees on the inside of this door. Up front here, not crazy. Oh, I think we gotta keep that. That's too much. Oh, that's too much. Here, well, don't forget about the tea now. We're gonna check the oven temp here. It's reading anywhere between 150 and 900 degrees. I think that's probably where we want it, somewhere in there. So we'll just dampen this down. And then I got my finest biscuit tray here. And well, that's all I know about bacon. Listen to how wet this is. That's boiling pitch out. I'll get you right up close. Look, hear that? It's important to clean your chimney. A well-seasoned chimney. Oh, yeah, see? See, now we got too much. Now we have the vortex of death coming out. See that flame? Okay, watch, this is how we fix it. I'm gonna slam the door shut. She'll stop, don't worry. See, fixed. See, just like that. You just gotta have the right safety controls in place. And well, things have gotten too spicy for us to get the data cable back out, hook up to the back of it. So see what's doing here. Oh no, it's catching my biscuit on fire. Oh, that's gonna need to steep for a minute. Did he already have the milk in the cup? How dare he? I did, yeah. I only got so many hands to carry shit down here. Gorgeous. All right, well, we gotta reconfigure the firebox because the biscuit cooking, it got turbo. And well, I'm not a cooking expert, but I'm pretty sure that biscuits are not supposed to be charcoal. Plastic. Let's pop this open and see what's doing. You don't want to feed her the juice too much though, because that she gets going too fast, and then we'll get some of that action. Well, it still looks like milk, to be honest, just the way I like my tea. Ugh, chuck that in there. That way the tea bag gets recycled. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, it's got just the right amount of taste of rustic in it. Mmm. Forgive me if I've told this story before, but some people are new viewers. My grandpa would invite you know, to get together. My dad likes tea, you know, and he knew that. My grandpa, he's polite, so he'd say, "Oh, tea or coffee?" And then he'd go, "Oh, never mind, I'll make a pot of tea." But my dad always laughed because he'd put about 7 tea bags in the bloody teapot and let it steep. He'd never take the bag out, ever. Just big pot of boiling water, and it'd have all these tea bags in it. My dad would always joke. He says, "Hey, might as well have made damn coffee." Funny guy. You can't beat just having a good time once in a while. Just a project just because. This has been in the works for a minute. And if you can gauge here by the amount of shrapnel, it was a bit of doing. There's some over there that's been plowed up. It was a multi-stage project, but the annual wood stove Spruce Stomper YouTube channel, not so good. Shoot, good lord, there's no putting that chimney fire out now. Number one fear of wood stoves, chimney fire. You ask anybody, it scares the shit out of them. Wow, what's doing with that, eh? What do you think? If we did a cutaway to last year, you know, I don't know. You just do the same thing we do. Your mom did for you when you were a kid, you know. The toast was burnt. You might just take that part and go like that. And now you look at this one. I think we're improving. All right. Well, I don't know a ton about biscuits or tea, but I do know is I like raspberry jam. Now, I didn't bring a butter knife. I want to make sure your utensils are clean. All right. We're all deserted up here. Dishes are a cinch. You just put her right in there for storage. Oh. I'll tell you this for free. It tastes good. Got a little bit of a tinge of the wood smoke. Maybe a little too much, to be honest. The door's holding up great. We're 2 hours deep. The stove, stone cold to the touch. The door's not hot. Nothing's hot. Nothing. Well, the chimney's a bit spicy. The chimney failed. But to be fair, it was much thinner and much more seasoned than the rest. So basically, this stubby nump hub here, still kind of like a chimney. setting the door. The door did not like that. I like it though. Well, folks, it's turned into one of them good news, bad news situations. Good news, fire didn't go out. Bad news, fireproof door, not so fireproof. I don't know what's louder, the sound of the burning or the sound of the boiling water. I don't know if we need this door latch anymore. Oh, that was holding her on. Way she goes, eh? That's a good chunk of 2x4. What are you doing out here? Oh, sacrificed, eh? You know what I think happened here? No expert, but you know, I'd say the door malfunctioned. I don't remember seeing a 1-800 number for customer service on the back of that stove either. There, we'll just recycle that. You know, it still looks like a wood stove. Look at that. The old hinge is now on fire. Beautiful. We're about 3 hours and 45 minutes in, and I suspect that it'll at least burn for a minute or two longer. Well, friends, as always, I really appreciate you watching. I don't know what order the adventures are gonna come in. I just know there's gonna be more adventures. It's safe to say that Wooden Wood Stove 2025, success. Let me know what you think in the comments. Better than last year, or is this one better? Certainly, the frozen old cottonwood got a lot more lasting power. All right, if you're like me and you've stuck around this long to the end of the video, you need closure. It's 9 o'clock at night. We're 7 hours deep into Wooden Wood Stove 2.0. Of course, she's been stoked a time or two. The hinge is still going strong. That's craftsmanship. Couple vent holes. But I'll tell you what, the BTUs coming off of this is remarkable. Speed hole.